spooky. But enough of that. Oh, that's really hard to talk in, you know. Welcome to the Treblle Hackathon, the spooky Hacktoberfest event. So, we're here to kick it off today, and what we're going to be doing is walking through the rules, what's going to be happening. I can ask any questions anybody may have, and we'll take it from there. So, let's get this started. So, for those who don't know where the website is yet, I'm just going to put that one up on the screen for you now. And what we want to do is right. First off, let's talk about the rules because that's important. So, scrolly down. So, the rules, important stuff, obviously. So, what are we going to be building? You're going to be building an SDK for the Treblle platform. It can be built with any language, any framework of your choice. That part is completely up to you. I will be one of the judges, so unfortunately I can't join in as much as I would love to. I might just join in for the sake of it because I love building these things. But what the plan is that if you don't copy one of our SDKs, please. We work really hard on them, and you will unfortunately have to be disqualified if you do get caught copying our SDKs. But we do have a lot of documentation about how you can build an SDK for our platform. Also, at the same time, I will be available in our Discord. That'll be treblle.com/chat. I'll pop that up on the screen quickly. Treblle.com/chat. And we're just going to quickly show that one. So go to treblle.com chat. Feel free to join our Discord. There's a community channel called Hacktoberfest 2023. Feel free to join in there. I will be about to answer any of your questions literally all week, all next week. I'll be available to jump into the voice-only chat, voice-only channel to answer any questions or kind of walk you through anything that you might want to ask. But back to it. So, how big can teams be and can I participate? So, we are allowing anybody to join, whether you're a solo developer or a team. That part is up to you. If you've got a team, go for it. If you want to do it yourself, perfect. However, you're not allowed to participate in more than one team. So you can't be a solo entrant as well as in a team. You can't be part of multiple teams. I know it would increase your chances to win, but that's not the aim. You know, focus on one really good entry. And obviously, myself and Kelvin will be here to help you with anything as you go. We're not going to write it for you, but we are here to point you in the right direction, answer any questions, anything that you might want to do or might have ideas about. So next up, team names. You can be scary. You can create a fun name, cool alias if you're a solo entrance. But remember to be respectful of any of your namings because we're a community at the end of the day. Don't try to be funny with your naming if it could be offensive, please. We do have community guidelines. Please make sure you do read them because it's important to build a safe and inclusive community at all times. So if you are an individual, the team name is optional. You can have that alias if you would like, but you don't feel you have to. If you get stuck, ChatGPT has got some really good recommendations. Okay, so what is going to be judged on the SDK? So some things that we're going to be judging on is the masking, the fields that go through your application through the SDK and get sent to Treblle. They will optional masking needs to be in there so that you're not sending plain text passwords, you're not sending authorization tokens, API tokens that you might be capturing within there. Load balancing, we've got a couple of different servers available where you could send the payload to any of those APIs from the different areas, and it'll work fine. We do have a published JSON schema. We're looking for about 80% coverage at least on that one. Securing your API keys. Please do not keep them as publicly open things within your repo. Good practice after all, right? An example project using your SDK would really help because it means that we won't have to set it up. We've got at least 80, 90 people submitting so far. I've got to judge all of those. I don't want to have to create 80 Java Spring Boot applications to install it and test it. Please help me out here. Please. So use our SDK template. There is a repo. Oh, I clicked on that quickly. This is the repo. It tells you all of the different things that you may need. Available SDKs. Let's go back. Update the README with any instructions on how to set up your SDK. And set up SDK debugging logic. That is like a stretch goal, I would call it. We'd love it if you could add those things, but in terms of weighing on the judging, that is the lowest level of weight. We'd much rather you handle the masking with JSON schema, storing things correctly, than debugging. That can be added later. It's always a nice to have, right? So what happens when your SDK is published? Good question. So when you've finished with your hackathon submission, you still own all of the code in that GitHub repository. It is yours, even if you win. What we're going to do is we're going to publish a link to that from our community repository, which we're building. And it'll also be part of our official documentation. So the idea is that if you want to build one and you want to keep maintaining it, that is entirely up to you. But we will link to it from our documentation as a community implementation or a community integration. So people always have a choice between the official and the community supported. So it's yours. It's yours to maintain if you want to. If you do want to maintain, let us know, and we can add that to our documentation. So what do you need to do once you've finished your submission? Invite the judges to your Treblle project. We will give you our email addresses so you can invite us. We can then get access. We can judge things, and we can see that it's actually working. We're also going to need to get access to that GitHub repository because we need to review the code and test it for ourselves. So once those steps have been completed, just drop us a message on Discord and let us know that you're ready for your submission to be judged. So what isn't the hackathon open to? And this is an important one, so please do bear this in mind. So if you're a resident of or an organization domiciled in or located in a country, state, province, territory, where the laws of the United States or local law prohibits participating or receiving prizes in the hackathon, you can't join. And those countries are Brazil, Quebec, Russia, Crimea, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Syria, and other countries designated by the US Treasury Office of Foreign Asset Control. And the reason for that is because we cannot legally let you win a prize if you're in one of those areas, which really sucks. I know. If you're in one of those areas, I do apologize. You will not be able to win. We are constrained by the US Treasury Office of where we can send this sort of money for the prizes, and those countries we legally just cannot. If you're from one of those areas, you want to join in just because you want to join in, that is absolutely fine, but please be aware that you cannot win if you're in one of those areas. If you do have a complaint at any point, then please follow the procedure, which is to use the following Google form to log a complaint. We will get those. It will be myself, the judges, and members of the Treblle team who are in the management area. And if it's a complaint about one of the judges, please also use one of these forms, because it won't just be us judges that are reading it. If you've got a complaint about me, use a form. My boss will see it and he can handle it. If it's not about me, great, because I'm hoping I'm not going to cause any complaints. But remember to use this form, because that's how we're going to capture all complaints. Any complaints sent in other ways, they won't be answered, because we've got to make sure we keep things specific here. So make sure you use that complaint form. If you do have complaints, remember to read the code of conduct, so that if you think someone isn't following the code of conduct, you've got a very good use case for using that complaint form as well. Prizes. So we got a total prize pool of around $6,660. So we wanted to make sure we had that 666 in there. So prizes are available for those top 10 entries. Cash prizes are going to be in the form of a digital Visa card that is sent to the team captains and the lead participant in the case of a solo entry. So what that means is a team captain or a solo entrant will get that Visa card sent to them. It is then down to that team captain to distribute the prizes in their own agreed way within their team. We can't kind of take over that part for you. So make sure if you are joining a team, you all understand that the team captain is going to handle the distribution of that prize money. Physical prizes are going to be in the form of a digital redemption code that you can use that you can redeem on our Swagger portal. So if you win a hoodie, some stickers, a t-shirt, whatever you might win, it'll be a digital redemption, so that you can choose your sizes, choose all of those things, and get it delivered directly to you. No fuss. Perfect. And if you're lucky enough to be in the top 5, each member of your team will receive an annual team plan for Treblle, which means that if you look at the team plan, you will get 5 million API requests a month, 10 users, 60-day data retention, and unlimited projects. So basically, what that means is you'll get an annual plan for you and your team to use Treblle. And then if you're in top 10, but not in the top 5, you'll receive the starter plan, which is 1 million API requests a month, 5 users, 30-day data retention, and unlimited projects. So they are the prizes. What else do we need to talk about? So, schedule. Let's look at the schedule. So, as you can see, we are kicking it off right now. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my coffee before it goes cold, and then I'll go through some questions that might have come through in the chat before I go through the schedule. I'll also check Discord to see if anybody has questions in there too. So, so apparently I'm allowed to join someone's team, but I'm not. But they won't allow me to contribute. That is very, very much appreciated. Thank you. Can we tag these repos as Hacktoberfest so it becomes part of Hacktoberfest PR? Yes, you can. I will, if you add myself or Kelvin as judges to your project, we can then add that as part of the Hacktoberfest. Is there any list of intended integrations for making SDKs? So, any language, any framework, we are not picky. If it's one we've already built and you want to give it a go in your own way, that is absolutely fine. Go for it. we fully support that. You know, we might even learn something from your entrance, and if we do, full credits will be given. If you want to do one of the PHP ones, which I maintain, perfect. If you want to do one of the JavaScript ones that Kelvin maintains, even better. I'm sure you'll help us all out. We've got a lot of JavaScript ones, so I'm sure Kelvin would love some help there. So anyone else? No questions right now. Let me just double check here. No questions, no questions. I can't see questions anywhere. Perfect. So let's get into this schedule. So we've got Andrew Schmelian, and what we're going to do is youtube.com. I think it's Treblle. I can't remember. I can never remember. I can never remember the exact name of our channel. I always have to search it. I'm not even signed in either. Here we go, Treblle. So let's go through what is coming up. So at 12 today, we'll be releasing Event-Driven Development in Laravel with Andrew Schmelian. This is a absolutely fantastic talk example. I've watched it, obviously. I've watched all of the videos. Andrew has a YouTube channel. He's absolutely fantastic. If you're interested in event-driven applications, this video is 100% for you. Next up, we've got Stephen Rees-Carter. Now, this video is also going to be mind-blowing. So, think like an API hacker. Ooh. Apparently, I didn't schedule that. I already set that one live. Okay, so, oops, I broke the schedule already. So that one's already live. Stephen is an absolutely fantastic speaker. He gives very in-depth talks on hacking, on how you can hack things, and how you should think like a hacker to secure your application. I apologize. I have broken the schedule by releasing that early, apparently. When did that even go live? 48 minutes ago, apparently. Oops. I'll send him a message and apologize. And the next, let's look at the next one. We have got this one by Ahmed Hassan, transforming API responses. How do we handle it? And that is all about how you can transform the responses from your API to make sure that you're consistent. Your APIs are descriptive in the right way. Then we've got my good friend Wendell, clicking too many things. Let's go find Wendell. Wendell. Rest in peace. This is a really good talk by Wendell about building REST APIs. What you'll notice is there's a good theme for all of these videos where it's all about APIs, SDKs, focusing on that area so that you can really understand what we do here at Treblle. Then we got a video by Sam Carey, which is back here. Good old Sam. So, wrangling API integrations in the Wild West with Saloon. This is all about using Saloon in Laravel or PHP, where Saloon is a fantastic library in the Laravel and PHP ecosystem. Even if you're not using Laravel or PHP, this will really give you some good insights on how people approach API integrations, which can then inform how you might build your SDKs. Next up, we've got the man, the legend, the myth, that is Rob Allen. Now, I've known Rob Allen for going on 10 years now, and he taught me so much about APIs in my early career, especially with Slim Framework. He was a core contributor and lead maintainer for that Slim PHP framework. I was very big into Slim PHP in my early career. I'm now obviously Team Laravel, but I still use Slim PHP where I need to. He gives a very good talk here about how you can approach building a lightweight API. And again, fantastic talk. Next up, we have got Susanna, another absolutely fantastic person. Me and Susanna go back about 6, 7 years. And she's giving a very fantastic talk about the curse of knowledge. Now, this isn't a technical talk, but it is one that is 100% I very much recommend anybody should listen to. She gave this talk at Laracon US. However, this time we recorded the talk together. I asked her some questions and we had a conversation around the curse of knowledge. So you will hear my voice in that one, but it is Susanna's talk. And it is, I think, very important to listen to. Very, very strong message. Then, of course, we have got the legendary Lorna Mitchell, who I think so many people have got open API from Lorna Mitchell. Her knowledge is next level. She's giving a talk about repeatably better APIs. So that's diving into how you can build more effective and efficient scalable APIs. So again, very relevant to what we're doing here with the hackathon. Then we've got, I haven't scheduled Phil Sturgeon's because he's been busy planting trees, but Phil Sturgeon is giving a really good talk. And Daniel Rowe, I haven't scheduled his video yet because, as you can imagine, being a core member for the Nuxt team, he is also very busy. And then we've got Friday the 13th, which is our super spooky day, where we're doing all of the live streams. And what you'll see there is we've got myself giving a talk on building SDKs. I'm going to be building an SDK live at the end of this week. I'm going to use PHP as my language because that is what I do a lot. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through how you can build a framework independent SDK. Next up, we've got Jim Second, who is he does developer relations at Vonage. And if you don't know Vonage, go check them out. Amazing communications APIs. And he's going to give you a talk about from toolkit to coolkit and how the importance of building a good SDK is important. We then have a talk by our very own Chris Miller, who is one of our awesome, absolutely fantastic developers. He's actually in the chat. You can probably see him. He's giving a talk about API werewolves when your API turns into a beast. So I can't say too much about that one. But from what I hear from Chris, it is going to be a really interesting talk. Very, very exciting. And then, of course, we have got Mike Elsmore, who's going to give a talk about you should build an SDK. Mike is an extremely experienced DevRel who works at Infobip, another communications provider. They've got some great APIs. Mike is a fantastic speaker, so make sure you check that one out too. And that is our schedule so far. Should be good. Should be good. Do we have any questions while we are waiting? How long till the registration? The registration should be open. Let me go have a look. Is this still open? Yep. It should be open for the rest of this week. You got all next week to build your SDKs. I haven't signed in on this browser window for some reason, but we've got our Hacktoberfest performance there. You can participate. Count Codula is about. He will be checking your code as well. Do we have any other questions? Any other questions at all? When will I build? So the plan is, if I go back to the schedule, is that week 1, we are going to be releasing all of these things. This is going to give you some kind of underpinning knowledge for different things to help you build your SDKs and help you win money from us. And week 2 is all about the hackathon every day. We're not going to be releasing videos in the second week. That is all about competing. You can start your code this week if you want to, or you can start it next week. Start it any time in the next 2 weeks. You've got until October the 20th to finish it. Chris, can I make one? No, you work for us. I mean, you can do, but I'll just count it as your hours for work. I won't judge it. Well, I'll judge it in PRs, but that's internally. Chris's prize will be some overtime. If Chris wins, he gets overtime. The money pot will still be available for everyone else. Any other questions that we have got about the hackathon event? Obviously, here is the website. Some really cool blood dripping animations. I set my lights to be Halloween themed as well, so there's all of that. Apparently, Chris wants to make a cake PHP integration. Well, I mean, have your cake and eat it, Chris. You're more than welcome to. Why not? Okay, so any questions? It is an amazing landing page. I'll make sure that I show our designer and front-end developer this. That is Dora, our designer, is incredible. Like, she blows my mind every time I see any of her designs. And then this was built by Ivana, our front-end developer, who has just got some crazy skills with front-end stuff, like just mind-blowing. Yeah, definitely hyped about this. Any other questions from anybody at all? If not, I will just leave you to it and let you kick it all off. And remember to join our Discord, treblle.com/chat. Make sure to come and join us. Both myself and Kelvin will be there literally a week. It's our job to make sure you've got support. Yeah, perfect. If there are no questions, I'm going to go back to work. I will be available on Discord. If you have questions, if you just want to chat, let me know. We can jump into the Hackathon Office Hours channel, have a voice chat, talk you through anything. I can point you in the right direction should you need it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Enjoy the hackathon. Good luck, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Are there going to be mentors? That is a good question, Linux. So we do have a question. Yes, there are mentors available. Both myself and Kelvin will be in Slack Discord, and we will be available to answer questions, point you in the right direction. We'll be able to do anything other than write the code for you. We cannot do that part, but we can point you in the right direction. so that you've got everything you need. You've got the full support of myself and Kelvin to build these, and you're in good hands because I've built SDKs for a long time, and Kelvin is an absolute wizard when it comes to SDKs. So you are in very safe hands. We will be available to mentor you through Discord at any point. Okay, so I will leave it there. Any other questions, join us on Discord. Let's have a fun Hacktoberfest. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.